If I can have everybody's attention, according to our agenda, we were to start our meeting at 6 o'clock, and we're just over a little bit, so we'd like to get started. My name is Kathy Surrett. I'm the Executive Director at our Indigenous Friendship Center here in Sault Ste. Marie, and I'm going to open the meeting with an introduction of our current Board of Directors. So on my extreme right, we have Cece Trahan, who is the secretary of our board and does an extremely good job at it. I'll email her and ask her for something in the minutes, and she's got it to me like that. Thank you very much, Cece. Next to Cece, we have Thomas Kakopshi, who sits as our president. Next to Tom, we have Misheen Shawanda, who is our youth rep on our board. Next to Mishi, I have Marie McLeod, and she got voted in last year, so but she's been around for a long time. She's a Friendship Center kid. And next to Marie, we have Mark McLeod, sits on the board, and he's been with us a few terms. And I have Bonnie Legacy, who sits as our treasurer on the board. She's our eagle eyes in our finance department. And next to Bonnie, I have Diana Stoker, who is our auditor for a number of years now. A few years, yeah. So we're going to start off the night with those introductions, and at this time I'm going to turn it over to the president, who will be the guiding agenda throughout the night, and he'll open the meeting.
Bonjour. Bonjour, Thomas Kakopshi. I'm going to call the meeting to order. We have recognized quorum. I wanted to also note that one board member who's not here yet is Mary. She's on her way. So we'll introduce her when she gets here. She should be walking in about 10 minutes. So we're going to start with our opening prayer, and we're going to call on Meadow Soloway. Do you want to bring her the microphone? Oh.
You okay?
Yeah.
Let's turn around.
Yeah.
This way, back, yeah. All right.
Hi. Nanaskum takok ute wis tawa ute kapeutna utna mek big scone kawitsito hemia sekama matson matesa ki hamma kakwe tutama kakwe witsito ego nanaskumon ego mantu hi.
Hi.
Miigwech for that opening prayer. Next, I'm going to start with a message from the Board of Directors. On behalf of the Board of Directors, we are honored to present this year's annual report and reflect on another meaningful year of service, leadership, and community connection. The board remains committed to supporting the vision, mission, and values of the organization while ensuring strong governance, accountability, and long-term sustainability. Guided by Indigenous values, community voice, and cultural teachings, we continue working to support programs and services that uplift and strengthen our urban Indigenous community. Over the past year, the board has worked closely with the executive director and organizational leadership to support strategic priorities, organizational growth, and community wellness initiatives. We recognize the increasing needs within our community and remain committed to advocating for equitable resources, culturally safe services, and inclusive spaces for all community members. We are deeply grateful to the staff team whose dedication and professionalism continue to make a positive impact every day. We also acknowledge the wisdom and guidance provided by elders and knowledge keepers whose teachings help ground this organization in culture and humility and respect. The board would also like to recognize the many community partners, funders, volunteers, and supporters who contribute to the continued success of the organization. Strong relationships and collaboration remain essential as we move forward together. As we reflect on the accomplishments and challenges of this past year, we will do so with gratitude, optimism, and confidence in the future. We remain committed to supporting a healthy, vibrant, and culturally connected urban Indigenous community for generations to come. Miigwech to everyone who continues to support and believe in this. Respectfully, the Board of Directors. Miigwech. Hello? Okay. So we're going to make a change to the agenda here. We're going to move our auditor and our audit presentation to number 4. So we have with us tonight Diane Stoker from Diane Stoker Professional Corporation, Chartered Professional, and she's going to present the audit. I'll pass it over to you, Diana.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for having me tonight. My name is Diana Stoko, and I'm a chartered professional accountant and a licensed public accountant. I am pleased to present our independent auditor's report on the financial statements for the year ended March 31st, 2026. This presentation is for informational purposes only, as they have already been approved by the Board of Directors. As an independent auditor, my responsibility is to express an opinion on these financial statements based on an audit conducted in accordance with the Canadian auditing standards. My opinion remains the same as last year and is qualified due to the possibility that certain funding received by the organization may be subject to review and potential recovery by funding agencies if amounts are determined to be ineligible. In my opinion, except for the possible effects of this matter, the financial statements present fairly in all material respects. The financial position of the organization as at March 31st, 2026, and the results of its operation and cash flows for the year then ended in accordance with the applicable accounting standards. I would like to thank the staff at IFC for doing an amazing job throughout the year and for being so accommodating during the audit process. Your cooperation, responsiveness, and willingness to assist made the work much easier, and we sincerely appreciate all your hard efforts. I will now provide a brief overview of the financial statements and would be happy to answer any questions regarding the audit. If you all have copies of the financial statements, if you would please turn to page 3, which is the statement of financial position. We can start going through. The statement of financial position is a snapshot of the organization's health at the fiscal year end. It tells us what the organization owns, what it owes, and what is left over to support our mission and the future activities. What remains after the liabilities are deducted from the assets is IFC's accumulated funds over the time. This represents the resources available to support future programs and operations. Overall, the organization is financially healthy, At year end, it had about 2.6 times the assets above the liabilities, and its fund balances, which can also be called the accumulated surplus, increased during the year, further strengthening its ability to support future operations. IFC also increased its capital assets with building renovations to improve health and safety and a new van. The next statement is the statement of revenue and expenditures. This tells us where our funding came from, how it was spent, and whether the organization ended the year with a surplus or a deficit. This year, revenue exceeded expenses, resulting in a surplus and strengthening the organization's overall financial position. The programs change depending on the needs of the community and the funding opportunities by the different organizational funders. This year, there were 3 new programs: the Men's Healing Center, the Emergency Readiness and Capacity Building, and a new Homeward Bound program funded through the Kathleen Donnelly Foundation. There were also various programs that were discontinued, as well as a couple that were reinstated. This year, all program funding was either fully spent on the intended programs or, where permitted under the funding agreements, deferred to the following year to support program activities. The only exception is the Organizational Capacity Program. This program supports the organization's general operations and administration. Unlike most program funding, the funds in this program are primarily unrestricted. A portion of the funding received for various programs is allocated to the organizational capacity as administration fees in accordance with the respective funding agreements. As a result, any surplus within organizational capacity, less the deficit from any other programs and the capital fund, is available to support the organization's ongoing operations and strengthen its overall financial sustainability. This year, there was a surplus of $176,000 added to the fund balances. If you skip forward to the next statement, it's called the Statement of Changes in Fund Balances. This statement tracks the movement in the funds throughout the year. It shows the starting balance, the year's financial results, and the ending balance for each fund, which allows the funds to see how the funds were used and what resources remain available for future activities. After this fiscal year was completed, the organization has over $3 million in total funds accumulated. These funds can be put towards future programming. The next statement is the statement of cash flows. This explains the change in the organization's cash balance from the beginning of the year to the end of the year. It is like a record of the organization's bank account activity throughout the year, showing how cash was generated and spent. It helps demonstrate the organization's ability to fund its operation and meet its financial commitments. This year, the organization increased its cash from approximately $1.5 million at March 31st, 2025 to above $2.2 million at March 31st, 2026. This again shows the health of the organization. The next is the summary of significant accounting policies. The summary of accounting policy outlines the methods used to prepare the financial statements. There were no changes to these policies from the previous year, which means the statements continue to be prepared consistently. If you skip forward again, you'll see the notes to the financial statements. The notes to the financial statements provide additional information and context to the financial statements. They highlight information and details behind balances that cannot be seen on the financial statements alone. The first note relates to the capital assets. So you can see that the capital assets have increased to $930,000 compared to $783,000 in the previous year. This is due to increase on the cost, building improvements for fire safety as well as healing and wellness, and then a purchase of a Ford Transit van. The next note relates to the operating line of credit. This shows that the Centro has at its availability a $100,000 line of credit, but it has been remained unused last year and this year. The next note relates to deferred revenue. This is funding that has been carried over to the next year to be used on those programs. You can see that the Sault Ste. Marie Social Services has decreased compared to prior year. That is because IFC spent the money on building a playground. Ontario Federation of Indigenous Friendship Centres has decreased as well, and that's because there's less deferred spending for the Reaching Home program. Ontario Aboriginal Housing Services has increased. This is primarily due to the new program for the Men's Healing Centre. There's an additional $380,000 allocated to that program. If you skip to the next page, the note is for deferred capital contributions. What happens when funding is received and it's used to purchase assets instead of regular expenses is that we allocate a portion of that funding to the capital contribution fund. It is then allocated into the revenue at the same portion of the expenses. Yep. Oh, I'm sorry, we're on page 11. Sorry about that. Then the next note relates to the allocation of expenses and revenues. This is the money that gets transferred from the programs to the organizational capacity program. The rest of the notes are the same as the prior year, just stating that the organization is dependent on funding in order to continue. The last note is for financial instruments. This basically just states that the risks that the organization may be liable to in the future. There have been no changes in risk from the prior year. Does anyone have any questions on the financial statements? Yeah? Evergreen funding? Yeah. So I audit the material statements in a whole. So specific program questions would have to be directed to the program manager or Kathy. So any other questions? Okay. So that concludes my portion of the presentation, and I will.
Is this on? It is, okay. Can I call for a motion to accept the year-end audited financial statements for this year? Your name? Jerry? Moved by Jerry Eshkabak. Seconder? Sir? Brian Dureski. So we have a motion on the floor to approve the statements. All in favor? Carried. Miigwech. We have another order of business here to appoint the auditor. So we're looking for a motion to reappoint Diane Stoker, Professional Corporation, as the external auditor for the next year. I think Bonnie wants to make that motion. Yeah. Bonnie's making the motion. You are?
Sure.
Oh, okay, seconded by Cece. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. That's the next one. Minutes?
Yes.
Okay, on the agenda, we're moving on to number 4, which is really now 5, and that will be our minutes from the previous annual general meeting. They will be presented by Cecilia Trahan, our board secretary.
Ani Bojo, Cecilia Trahan, also known as Cece here. I am the secretary at the Indigenous Friendship Center Board of Directors. Grateful to be here. This is my 8th year, so Kathy said I have minutes really quick, but I didn't in the beginning, so I'm pretty grateful to have learned those skills through the center. So last year, our Indigenous Friendship Center AGM was the 52nd annual. It was held on Thursday, June 26, 2025. It was chaired by our youth rep, Marie McLeod. We had our opening prayer, so lovely, done by Meadow Soloway. Thank you, Miigwech, again, Meadow, for being here for us again this year. We established quorum. We had board members in attendance, Thomas Kakopshi, Mary Wabano McKay, myself, Cecilia Trahan, Bonnie Legacy, Misheen Shawanda, Angela Trudeau, Mark McLeod, and Marie McLeod. We had regrets from Wanda Trudeau. We had a motion to adopt the agenda that was moved by Kathy and seconded by Faith. I read the previous minutes, and Dolores Sales moved to accept it, and Lori Perro seconded. We had a report by the Board of Directors that was presented so lovely by Kathy, moved by Faith and seconded by Kathy Chevier. We did our treasurer's report that was presented by Bonnie Legacy, shout out to Bonnie, and of course Diana Stoker, shout out to Diana. That was accepted and motioned by Dolores Sales and seconded by Kathy Chevier. So Dolores and Kathy were very active that meeting. We did our reappointment of the auditor, and it was presented by Bonnie. This was moved by Colleen Calverson and Meadow Soloway. So Meadow was there last year too. So we covered some unfinished business, including the board annual report, which was presented by our amazing ED, Kathy. We announced that Monday and Friday mornings we would be doing our sacred fire, and it was to be open to the community with tobacco offerings and teachings. I'm grateful we're still doing that. We did elections. There was 3 vacancies. So Mary, Angela, and Mark's spots were up for election at that time. There was a motion to move forward with the elections, motion by Dolores and seconded by Thomas. Thomas K. nominated Angela Trudeau, and it was seconded by Marie. Cecilia nominated Mary Wabano McKay, and Mark seconded. Colleen Calverson nominated by Bonnie Legacy, and seconded by Lori Perro. Colleen respectively declined. Angela Trudeau was nominated by Thomas Kay, and this was seconded by Mark McLeod. Mark McLeod was nominated by Angela Trudeau, and this was seconded by Thomas Kakopshi. There was a motion to close nominations, and that was moved by Meadow. Dolores seconded. All roles were acclamated. There was prizes. We always give out prizes. We love our people. So Shirley, Samuel, Meadow, and Lori won a prize, and there was also a door prize for a $500 Visa card, and that was won by Larry Surrett. We went into new business. There was a meeting of the new board, but it was unnecessary, and then we adjourned, and that was moved by Dolores and seconded by my dad, Sean Trahan. So that was our meeting last year, and I'm grateful, and that is my presentation of the minutes. I'll pass the mic to Thomas Miigwech.
Miigwech. So can I call for a motion to approve those minutes? Christine Bob moves that, and who wants the second? Anybody? Oh, I saw too many hands, I'm sorry. You? Jessica Boland seconds. All in favor? Opposed? Carried. Miigwech. So next, we're going to move along to Kathy, I think, for your year-end report on behalf of the board and yourself.
Hello again, everybody. So, I have a long report in your binder, but I'm not going to read it all. I'm going to just go over and highlight some of those important details. First of all, though, I do want to give a shout out to Mr. Ray Fox. He's over to my left, who is our photographer and taking some videos. So when he comes around, give him a big smile. Hey, and I want to thank everybody, first of all, as well, for coming out and supporting the Friendship Center. We've never seen this many members in one place in a long time, and it's really, really nice to see everybody. Miigwech, miigwech gibijaying, and that means thank you for coming. So this past year has been certainly one of growth, resilience, healing as well, and continued commitment to our urban Indigenous community. Every day we witness the strength of our people through acts of kindness, of cultural connection, advocacy, and community care. At the Indigenous Friendship Center, we remain grounded in our responsibility to provide safe, welcoming, and culturally rooted programming and services for all generations. From youth and families to adults and elders, our work continues to focus on strengthening identity, improving wellness, and creating opportunities for people to thrive. Throughout the year, we've experienced many successes across our programs and services. We saw increased participation in cultural programming, stronger community partnerships, continued support for individuals and community members seeking connection and belonging. And that's why we're here. Welcome, Jordan. Glad to see you. We are especially proud of the dedication and compassion demonstrated daily by our IFC staff team, our volunteers, elders, our knowledge keepers, and board of directors. Their commitment ensures that our organization continues to operate with integrity, accountability, and care. Like many organizations, we also faced challenges: rising community needs, housing insecurity, mental health concerns, addictions, and the lasting impacts of colonial systems continue to affect many within our urban Indigenous population. Despite these realities, our organization remains committed to advocacy, harm reduction, cultural safety, and holistic approaches to wellness rooted in Indigenous teachings and traditions. This year also reminded us of the importance of community voice and lived experience. We continue to listen, to learn, and evolve so that our programs and services reflect the true needs of our people while maintaining cultural integrity and respect. As we look ahead, we remain hopeful and focused on strengthening services, building sustainable partnerships, expanding cultural opportunities, and continuing to create spaces where Indigenous people feel valued, respected, and empowered. So on behalf of the Indigenous Friendship Center in Sault Ste. Marie, I extend those heartfelt gratitudes to our board of directors, our IFC staff, our lovely elders that are sitting with us in our delegation, volunteers, funders, community partners, and every individual who walked alongside us this year. More importantly, we thank you, the community, for placing your trust in us. Together, we continue walking forward in that good way. Miigwech. We would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Ontario Federation of Indigenous Friendship Centres and to Minister Mandy Gulmasti, who is the Minister of Indigenous Services Canada. Sorry, I lost it there for a moment. Their advocacy and leadership in securing Friendship Centre funding for the next 5 years. This commitment proves much-needed stability, certainty, allowing Friendship Centres across Ontario to continue delivering essential programs and services that support the health, well-being, and success of urban Indigenous people and communities. Sustainable funding strengthens our ability to plan for the future, invest in our staff and programs, and continue responding to the evolving needs of those we serve. We are thankful for the continued efforts at the OFIFC and Minister Gulmasti in championing the importance of Friendship Centres in Ontario and across Canada, and the vital role that they play in advancing Indigenous-led community-based services. And because of that strong advocacy, we have Friendship Centre funding, as I've stated, for the next 5 years to carry out the good work of our board and staff of the IFC. So I'm going to start highlighting from here on in because there's a lot to my report. So partnerships and community collaborations. Over the past year, the organization has continued to strengthen and expand partnerships. And those strong relationships and collaborative partnerships are quite essential to ensuring that Indigenous people and families receive holistic, culturally safe, and coordinated services. We have maintained active partnerships with organizations such as Mamweziang Ontario Health Team. There's a long-term partnership there. The Sault Ste. Marie Drug Strategy. At the time, Nathan, you were sitting on that committee, so miigwech for the work that you put in. Lotus House, which was formerly Pauline's Place. The Ontario Aboriginal Housing Services, Wabanong Head Start and Daycare, Shingwak Kinomagegamik, SKG, Algoma University, the City of Sault Ste. Marie, and there are many other communities and agencies and service providers that we have partnered with. I just want to skip along here for a moment. Anyway, I just want to add that just today, I entered into a partnership with the Ontario Not-for-Profit Network, the ONN, and I didn't have time to put it in my report because my staff are so great at getting things together. The booklets were already done, so I couldn't put it in. So today, and I do believe the number is 58,000 not-for-profit organizations, I do believe, and we get the chance to be with those other organizations, and maybe we can at some point host the organizations to come to Sault Ste. Marie, and that's where we learn to collaborate. We learn all about each other's organizations, what works, what doesn't work. So, the importance of Indigenous youth in our urban Indigenous communities. Indigenous youth are amongst our greatest gifts and our greatest responsibility. They carry the teachings of ancestors, the strength of their families, and the promise of future generations. In urban communities, many young people face unique challenges as they navigate their cultural identity while living away from their traditional territories and community supports. Our role is to ensure that they feel seen, valued, and connected. When we treat our youth with love, kindness, compassion, patience, and respect, we help them build their confidence, resilience, and pride in who they are. By creating opportunities for cultural learning, leadership development, education, and healing, we empower our youth to become strong voices for their people and positive contributors to society. This past year, I'm going to be talking about our student placements. This past year, we've welcomed at least 8 or 9 student placements from local colleges and universities. And these placements provide students with meaningful hands-on experience in the Indigenous community services while allowing them to learn directly from our staff and cultural programming. At our center, we are committed to providing students with a positive, enriching, and learning environment. We treat placement students as valued members of our team, involving them in day-to-day operations, programming, and community engagement opportunities that reflect realities and rewards of working within the Indigenous-led services. I know that we've had a few graduates from our student placement this year, and they were quite happy with their experience, working with us, because we treat them as employees too. Got to remember that they are students, but we want to give them a really good experience at the Friendship Center. I do believe that the Sault College in Algoma has already reached out to us for this upcoming school year. I'm missing something. So one notable organization is the Ontario Indigenous Youth Partnership Project, or OIP as we call it, which supports Indigenous youth across Ontario through funding, mentorship, and capacity building opportunities. And since 2015, OIP has invested in dozens of youth-led projects focused on cultural resurgence, land-based learning, language revitalization, arts, community wellness, and leadership development. In 2025 alone, OIP has funded 22 youth-led projects and distributed more than $116,000 to Indigenous youth initiatives across the province. And the secretary on our board, Cece, is the director of OIP. So the Indigenous Community Advisory Board, or ICAB, this is currently undergoing a renewal in our community and a revitalization process, with meetings now beginning once again. As mandated through the federal government's Reaching Home program, our community entities are required to maintain an active Indigenous Community Advisory Board to provide guidance, oversight, and leadership on Indigenous homeless priorities. So we are having our first meeting tomorrow afternoon. So I want to jump to looking ahead in our board and executive director report. So in terms of looking ahead, we are completing our Bidaban Men's Healing Center, and if our members don't know where that is, it is on River Road. As you go down Dacey Road, turn to River Road, and it's right there. And for those that are a little bit older, it used to be, the old Airedale used to be there. So if you know where that is, then take a ride and look at our new building. It's a really beautiful building. So the anticipated completion for Bidaban Men's Healing Center is the end of August, marking a significant milestone in a vision that began in the early planning stages with our partners at the Indigenous Friendship Center and the Ontario Aboriginal Housing. Through discussions and community engagement, it became clear that there was a critical need for a dedicated healing space for Indigenous men. Our goal is to support men on their healing journeys and empower them to become positive role models who contribute to healthier families, stronger communities, and a thriving society. Men play vital roles as fathers, protectors, mentors, knowledge keepers, singers, and leaders. By providing opportunities for healing and personal growth, we are investing not only in the well-being of individual men, but in the future strength of our entire community. The Bidaban Men's Healing Center is a 4-year transitional housing and healing initiative designed to provide stability, support, and culturally grounded pathways to wellness. To ensure participants are prepared to engage fully in the program, men will be required to be substance-free for a minimum of 4 months prior to intake. Once residents have settled into the center, IFC programming will begin and will focus on holistic healing, cultural connection, and personal development. Programming will include traditional teachings, ceremonies, fasting, tobacco burning, drumming, singing, and traditional dance. These cultural practices will provide opportunities for our participants to reconnect with their identity, strengthen their spiritual well-being, and build meaningful relationships with community, culture, and self. So the Ojibwe word Bidaban means the dawn or the breaking of a new day, or the first light. You get the picture. It reflects the spirit of this initiative, a place where our men can begin a new chapter of healing, hope, and purpose once again. Please watch for further plans as we work towards the date for the opening of Bidaban Men's Healing Center. We're in those planning stages right now with our partners to, I think, we talked about a soft opening, maybe middle September, and then we're talking a grand opening sometime after that. It's just a little too premature to speak of a date right now. So in September, we are bringing traditional teachings on the good life to Bawating, or Sault Ste. Marie. We refer to that as Bawating. We are proposing to invite respected knowledge keepers Tom Porter and hopefully Stephen McCumber to Bawating for 2 days of teachings, sharing, and community connection. This gathering will provide a unique opportunity for community members to learn about the good life through the lens of our Haudenosaunee brothers and sisters' teachings and ways of knowing. Tom and Stephen will share the teachings, values, and traditions that have guided their people for generations, offering perspectives on how individuals, families, and communities can live in balance, responsibility, and respect. So for day one, we are hoping that we can open it up to the broader community, including youth families, our students, our elders, service providers, community members. And then day two, it's going to be an evening dinner, and this will be for the men in our community. Also, July 20th, coming up soon, Preserving Traditional Knowledge Through Craftsmanship, and we are honored to welcome Shannon and Ryan Gustafson for a full-day workshop on the art of pucker toe moccasin making. Everybody knows what pucker toes are? That's an old style of Ojibwe moccasins. So they'll be coming down to our community. July the 20th will be the full day of pucker toe moccasin teachings and teaching us how to make those once again. We look forward to the coming year. We are excited to once again host our annual Sidestep Social in January or February. Right, Biga? So this special gathering provides an opportunity for our urban Indigenous community to come together in a spirit of friendship, culture, and connection. The evening features a shared meal, sidestepping, round dancing, and time for visiting and reconnecting with one another. And our very own Michine Shawanda on our board was the MC last year and did a fantastic job. So watch for dates. So throughout the year, the board of directors and staff continued to explore opportunities for land acquisitions that will support the long-term vision of our organization and the needs of the urban Indigenous community. These discussions have focused on identifying lands that can enhance cultural programming, strengthen community connection, and expand access to Indigenous-led healing spaces. So we did have our eye on a piece of land, but unfortunately that fell through. So my staff have been actively searching and working with realtors, and what they find, they went out and they looked at land, and I do believe are going again tomorrow? Monday. So once we find that golden piece of land for the Friendship Center, and also for our Bidabin Men's Healing Center for land-based cultural teachings and healings, that's going to wrap it all up. So we will keep the membership informed. So at one time, is it last year or the year before, we had the status card program, and sadly that was taken from us. But through the work of the Ontario Federation of Indigenous Friendship Centers, their advocacy and their support, we got the program back. So that program is back with us, fortunately, and those that you know of any of your own relatives or yourselves that may need your status card, please call the Friendship Center and ask for Kyle. Call the center and ask for Kyle. He'll be in training for this program. We have training on hand right on our staff who can help Kyle with that, and also we can turn to Batchewana First Nation and their membership clerk to come up and give us some training on what they call trusted source, but known as our status card program. Okay, at this time, this is the time of our annual general meeting where I get to introduce my staff, I get to brag about my staff, I get to show them off and say all kinds of nice things. So I'm going to begin with the children and youth program staff. June and Andrea are not here. Mary Beth Valley and Katie Reel. These are our family support programs, 1 and 2. Can we have you go to that corner on my right? And I would like our photographer, once they're all introduced, to take a great picture of our beautiful staff. Sarah Agawa, Aguego, youth, 7 to 11 years old. Thank you, Sarah. You make your way over to the right. Colleen Crowley, absent. Angeline Pine, Healthy Kids. Melanie Hodder, Wasanaben. Preston Keys, Nawagijigong, Youth Wellness Coordinator. And jumping into our supports for adults, Nathan Mondor, Alcohol Drug Prevention. Paul Gouge, Reaching Home Coordinator. Paul Gouge, Reaching Home. Michael Plastino, Reaching Home Community Support. Jen Lambert, Reaching Home Intake and Program Support. Carson Biga Kayoshk, Healing and Wellness Coordinator. Jason Wemagwans, Cultural Resource Coordinator. Lan Gao, Healthy Living Coordinator. Chelsea Kingston, Lifelong Care Assistant. Chelsea Kingston. There she is. Patrick Legacy, Lifelong Care Worker. Patrick Legacy. There he is. Lisa Shallon, Lifelong Care Coordinator. Welcome back, Lisa. Kyle Wilson, Trusted Source. Status card. Erica Carlson, Apatsuan Employment and Education. Crystal DeRoshi, Apatsuan Employment and Education. I refer to these two ladies as our patsies. Our IFC legal team, Corey Boyer, Indigenous Criminal Court Worker, and Gladu Ryder. Corey Boyer. Where is Corey? He's coming? Also with Corey is Martha Trudeau. She is our Indigenous Family Court Worker. Anjay Bamadasi, Homeward Bound. Amanda Perhonen, Coordinator. Yulissa Wabus, Indigenous Women's Navigator, up at Homeward Bound. Virginia Kelly, Women's Cultural Wellness Navigator. Virginia Kelly. Now we bounce over to our Kina'awea Secondary High School program. I'm going to introduce two as the coordinators because this is Cliff's very last day. Cliff Bolduck and Nicole Skelton will be the coordinator moving forward. Kylie Sharp is not here. She is Student Success. So we have Makwawansh early on, Indigenous early on. Alyssa Rowe at Nolan is the early on coordinator for us. Holly Irwin, Child and Youth. Holly Irwin. Rhiannon Polachuk, Child and Youth. Angelica Gervais, early on registered early childhood educator. She's away, okay. And we also have the new position has been filled. The manager for the Bidabin Men's Healing Center is Alicia Robinson. So with that, we move to the Kijay Anishinaabe Nin. That's Corey McLeod. Corey McLeod, where is he? There he is. I hope I have not forgotten anyone except our core administration. Are we good? So moving on to the community capacity support, which is our administration. I have Megan Kiosk as our receptionist administrative assistant. Megan. Sharon Sayers. Core executive assistant, Sharon Sayers. Thank you, Sharon. Colleen James, our finance officer, is out of town watching her daughter cross the stage, so she's not with us. We are putting into motion the HR position in the near future. And I want to add Kathy Carlson to our list. Kathy Carlson, she is our external help with our audit, our finances, giving us a good snapshot on a good monthly basis as to where we are in our financial health of our Friendship Center. Thank you, Kathy. And Kathy's been with us at least 25 years, at least 25 years. And she has seen the growth and the positive changes as growth continues, as that naturally happens. There are changes. So Kathy's been there to witness. I think Kathy could write a book. Crystal Kingston, our program manager. And myself, Kathy Surratt, Executive Director. Thank you, Gitchimigwech. I need to take a few more minutes here, and I need to have a special recognition for our Cliff Bolduc. He has been with us for 7 or 8 years, and he has started out, I'm sorry, I can't remember. And this is a little hard for me to get through because I didn't want to lose Cliff. Over at our high school, he was, you create special relationships with the students. They get to trust who you are. They get to trust in your advocacy and your support. And certainly that has happened in Cliff's tenure over at our high school. But the success of this year's AGM would not have been possible without the incredible dedication and the hard work of the IFC staff team. From forming the AGM planning committee and participating in weekly and bi-weekly planning meetings, to coordinating those logistics, ordering swag, communicating with our membership, ensuring our elders had safe and reliable transportation to and from the event. Staff contributed countless transportation. No. Staff contributed countless hours behind the scenes to make this gathering a success. To each member of our team, thank you for your dedication, your teamwork, and your support. Your efforts do not go unnoticed and are deeply appreciated by the Board of Directors, our leadership, membership, and community. So Chimigwech for helping create a welcoming, meaningful, and successful AGM experience for all. Miigwech. Do we have, can I have my support?
Are you looking for a motion to accept the annual report, Kathy?
We can.
Oh, okay.
We can do that
wasn't
right
sure.
now.
Oh, no.
I just have a-
I thought you meant, that's what you meant by support, I'm sorry.
Can I call up Cliff Bolduc up here, please? Yes, we do. So for your years of, I'm going to say dedication, Cliff, I want to present you with with a few gifts, and I couldn't be more grateful to have you as part of our team for all these years. And Cliff has made the decision, not an easy one, work for Thessalon First Nation. This is his last day, and thank you. These are, we purchased these quilts from a Cree elder in Saskatchewan, and they're, just they're just blocks, but she does it for a living, and I thought, what a better way to support our elders, even out in Saskatchewan, and she has sent us blankets, and I've just given 2 blankets away today, or was it yesterday? I'm just so mixed up with my days. Yesterday, to a person who was going through their Medewan, and they needed blankets. So we have those on staff, so that if you need a blanket for ceremony, we have that. So when Cliff gets lonesome for his IFC family, he can just snuggle up in that blanket and remember all the good memories. You want to say something? Even a little something?
It's a membership drive.
I've asked Cliff to say a little something, but he's too choked. He said he can't. So we wish Cliff all the best.
We need to have that box before we do the elections.
Okay. Okay. Did you hear that? She wants to do a draw here.
Yeah.
After we do the motion, she wants to do a draw. I'll just write it in there and we'll hand it to her. Draw.
Membership draw. Is that what it's called?
Yes.
I'll remember that.
You'll remember? You're TK. You got this.
Okay.
Seems legit. It's working.
Is it on? I'll wait till they're done hugging up Cliffy. Holy. Boujou again. Chmigwech, following that report from Kathy and the board, can we get a motion to accept the report? I see the lady's hand up way over there with the dark glasses. Dolores Sales? Dolores Sales moves it. And who's going to second? The lady in the pink. Colleen Halverson? I think it's Halverson. Yep. All in favor? Motion is carried. Now we're going to do, actually, before we go any further, I want to introduce our other board member who wasn't here when we were introducing board members, Mary Wabano McKay. She's here. Welcome, Mary. And I guess we're going to have a draw for a membership drive draw, I'm told. So, and then after that, we have some speakers. So who's doing the draw?
I've got it here.
Oh, okay.
All right, so the membership drive draw was everybody that got their memberships ahead of time by the deadline have their name in the box here, and the prize was a Nintendo Switch. So I will get Mary, I guess, to pick because she's the closest. Oh my goodness. Bonnie Legacy.
I'm good. Me good.
Eric and Cora.
Ma'am?
Eric and Cora are going up together,
Okay.
and then Jessica's going.
All right. Next, we're going to have a word from Eric and Cora. They're going to be doing a presentation. Eric and Cora.
All right. Can you hear me good? Good. So, good evening, everyone. Standing here today, looking back at the journey it took to get to this moment, I feel with overwhelming gratitude to say it takes a village to raise a child, but also takes a village to lift a person up to help them heal and to push them toward their potential. For me, that village was the Indigenous Friendship Center and the incredible people within it. Honoring the mentors who pushed me, first and foremost, I want to say a massive thank you to Crystal Kingston. Back when it was Urban Aboriginal and now known as Kinawea, Crystal was the one who refused to let me give up. When the road to finishing my grade 12 felt too steep, Crystal was there pushing me, believing in me, and I struggled to believe in myself. And making sure I crossed that finish line. Thank you, and, oh, sorry. Thank you for never lowering the bar for me. Thanks, Crystal. And, well, I know June's not here, but there was June Bice when I had my firstborn. I was navigated a whole new world and a fear of responsibility. June was there with open arms and parenting a baby program. She gave me the tools, the confidence, and the safe space I needed to be the parent my child deserved. Junior's support during that monumental chapter in my life is something I'll never forget. Sorry, I don't like speech. But the sport didn't stop at the academics of parenting. The IFC has truly been a lifeline for me through its diverse programs to Corey McLeod and the I'm a Kind Man program. They can teach us about respect, accountability, and what it truly means to carry ourselves in strength and kindness. Thank you, Corey. To Nathan Mandor and the substance abuse program, they can provide the guidance, understanding, and tools necessary to walk a healthier path. But Nathan's support didn't stop there. He was instrumental in helping myself and my fiancée Cora build a foundation for the Northern Indigenous Society from the ground up. He's also been the one constantly pushing me to stay engaged, stepping up to get me involved with other men's groups and leadership opportunities in the community. Thank you for always lifting us up and helping us get back. Thanks, Nathan. And to Bega and Jay and the Tuesday drum nights, thank you for bringing the heartbeat of our people into my life every single week. I'm able to attend those Tuesdays grounding me and reconnecting me to our culture when I need it most. This center is so much more than just a building. It is proof that our community has the resources, the heart, and the people to help us overcome an obstacle that everyone who has been a part of my story, and anyone I may have forgot to mention. Thank you for helping me succeed, helping me grow, and helping me find my way. She miigwech.
Okay, hello, good evening, everyone. I stand here thinking from when I was growing up. I was always a smart kid, but I spent most of my life feeling completely left out from early grade school all the way up to grade 10. I never felt like I truly fit in. But then I made the switch to Kina, and for the first time, I felt like I could finally breathe. I felt like I could completely open up about who I was. I don't know if any of you guys know about Grey's Anatomy, but there's a moment where they say it takes a village to raise a child. And at that environment, I finally felt like I had that village. They supported me through the biggest moments of my life, even after I had my daughter. Before she was able to get in the daycare downstairs, the school welcomed me into the parent-teacher room so that I could keep moving forward. Kina Way and the IFC have given me a place to connect through groups like sewing, beading, and learning the Native culture. They also have helped me get my driver's license and some work stuff so that I can stay warm in the winter. I was also able to be pushed past my comfort zone and meet new people, even on days when my anxiety was incredibly heavy. I have always had the comfort of the school. I had people there to sit there with me and remind me, it's okay, you will get through this. I am older now, but the connection hasn't changed. I can still go back to the school and visit and talk with the teachers. I am also currently a part of Nojimo Group, which has been a lifesaver in helping me navigate my mental health and anxiety. Looking back, I am just so thankful for that village. Thank you.
Miigwech, that was Eric Neveu and Cora Stone. Miigwech, Eric and Cora. Next we have Jessica Boland, who will address the meeting.
Okay. Ani Buju. My name is Jessica Boland. This is my support person, my son Noah. He wanted to come up here and while I read. So I was asked to share a little bit. I'm going to put this down. I was asked to share a little bit about my healing journey and the impact that this cultural support group has had on my life. So this is my story in short. A year ago, I walked into the Friendship Center and into Nathan's office, the peer support worker at IFC. I had just found out that I was pregnant with my second son. I'm gonna cry already. Oh my God. I was homeless, addicted, and broken. At that time, nobody in my life had faith that I could change. Sorry. Oh. Sorry. I'm sorry, guys. Only a complete stranger would see my worth. Everything felt impossible. That same day, Nathan made phone calls, immediately got me a bed at detox, not to mention the strings he had been pulling, thank you, without my knowledge. He told me to be ready. I wasn't ready, but I had to be. He picked me up after work, dropped me off at Northway. Everything happened so fast. I was terrified, but I knew I needed to make this change. I couldn't keep living this way. 2 weeks later, I woke up. I woke up with clarity, an inner knowing that I am exactly where I need to be. I could see why now. My soul chose suffering, and for once in my life, everything made sense. Today, my life is different. Not only have I found peace with my past, I have created an entire new reality for myself. Both of my children are in my care. I have cut out all substances, people, places, things that no longer serve my path or purpose. I have found my purpose, and this is why I am so inspired to learn and evolve. I have spent the last year cutting cords, reprogramming, and going within through therapy and group talk, all while taking on the responsibilities of being a single mother. Not easy, but I have so much to be grateful for. The lessons keep coming, and so do the blessings. During treatment, I learned that my healing goes beyond my own. I have taken on the responsibility of breaking generational patterns of trauma. There is nothing easy about this. Healing can be messy and ugly and painful, but it is work that I dedicate my life to for the sake of my children and generations to come. This morning, I came across content that made me think of leadership and what it means to be a true leader. I want to share this because I want to show my appreciation and gratitude for the stranger who saved my life. A stranger who I now call my friend, who demonstrates equality, kindness, and compassion I never thought existed. The quote said, "Real power is when your presence inspires action, when your story sparks change, when your words shift somebody's mindset and helps them to unlock a new level. To influence growth or to change, you must allow people to feel seen and heard. Share what you have learned and lift others while you climb. That is purpose. Real leaders build more leaders." I love you, baby. This quote, shared by Charlene Muscago, an Indigenous content creator and bodybuilder who fiercely believes that strength is medicine, because it is medicine. It comes in many forms, but always stems from healing. Experience, change, influence, strength, medicine, these are all words that define what I am blessed to be a part of today, because of the decision I made to get sober, and because of the selflessness of a stranger. During my time at Bamboapka, I had got to experience the power of the circle. I watched people go from being quiet, hurt, damaged, closed off people to being open, vulnerable, kind, and people who began their healing. Those stories are not mine to share, but there's peace in knowing that I was part of their path. Their stories gave me hope. When I left there, I made a promise to myself that this next part of my journey, I would go out and find new circles, which I have, but I've realized something. I didn't have to go and find anything. It was already there. Not even realizing it. It was all part of the plan, literally on paper, my maintenance recovery plan. Nathan's culture support group. Now it still seems new to me, but so far as I can see, it's more than just a support group. It is family. Not just a place for connection, but a safe space for everybody, for all ages. For us to be authentic, share our gifts, and learn from one another. This is what community is all about. My isolation days were necessary, but are now over. From the moment I walked into this circle, I just knew, and I just know that I have found my people. So the impact, perhaps I will have a different answer a year from now. So far, the experience has been uplifting and wonderful for both me and my children. I truly believe that my life is being divinely orchestrated. I was led here by Spirit, and it's all meant to be. All I can do now is show up. I am grateful to be a part of this group, and I know that if I just keep speaking my truth, I will also be a catalyst for change. One day, too, I will be the stranger in someone else's story. Miigwech.
Miigwech, Jessica Bolin. Next on our agenda is we're going to be going into elections. Is there another door prize or was that the door prize? Okay, we're going to do them after? After? Okay. We're going to be doing some other draws as well, just so you know. But we're going to break into elections. I'm going to pass the chair over to Marie McLeod, who will oversee chairing that portion of the meeting. We are going to strike an elections committee, who will be led by Patrick Legacy. Patrick Legacy. We had a discussion, and he's going to add 2 people to his committee. Okay. So who are those people?
Patrick will take the lead on it then.
Okay. Okay.
He's like, I won't leave you hanging.
Okay. Okay. So we're
Hello? Okay, so we're moving into elections. We have 5 positions on the board that are up for election. So if we can have an election committee, one from Homeward Bound, one from Kina, and IFC. Any volunteers? Elissa, Miigwech. From Homeward Bound, we need one from Kina. Nicole. Elissa, and Nicole, and one from IFC, Crystal DeRoshi. Okay, Patrick, these are your volunteers.
Perfect. Alrighty. So for the board of directors, we have 4 open positions for just a general board member, and then we also have the youth representative that's open. For that one, any member is allowed to run as long as they're 29 or younger. So we'll start by opening. Do I have a motion from the floor to open up the floor for nominations? Do I have a mover for that? Who's that again? Okay, so mover Gail Aulette and seconder Dolores Sales. Okay. Now that the floor is open, would anyone like to nominate someone for board of director? Your name again, sorry? Celeste. Hold on. And the candidate, Jerry? And just for safety, do we have a second for that nomination? Yep. Your name? Katie. Okay. Do we have any other nominees? Nominators, sorry. Yeah? Okay. Thomas nominates Bonnie Legacy. Do I have a seconder for that? We'll do Nadine. Thank you, Nadine. Cece? Perfect. Okay, we got a second for that. Sorry, I'm writing these down. It's Jerry, Bonnie, Thomas. Okay, any other nominations? Mark McLeod moves to have Nishi nominated. Do we have a seconder for that? Cece? To clarify, is that nomination for board member or youth rep? Board member? Any other nominations? Bonnie?
I'd like to nominate Colleen Halverson.
Bonnie nominates Colleen Halverson. Is there a second for that? Thank you, Cynthia. Is there any other nominations? Going once. Okay. Bonnie? Yep. Who do you nominate? Wanda Trudeau. Is there a seconder for Wanda Trudeau? Seconded. Mark McLeod. Any other nominations? Seven. Going once. Twice. Three times. Any last nominations? Okay. I will move that we close nominations. Can I get a second for that? Perfect. Gail seconds. Thank you, Gail. Gail Collette, yes. Olette. Sorry. All in favor? Opposed? It carries. Okay, just give me a sec here. Alrighty, we'll start with Jerry Eshkabach. Do you accept your nomination? She accepts. Bonnie Legacy, do you accept your nomination?
I do.
She does. Thomas, do you accept your nomination? He does. Nishi, do you accept your nomination? He does. Colleen Halverson, do you accept your nomination? Respectfully declines. Thank you. Now, Wanda Trudeau, is she here? Do you accept your nomination, Wanda? Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 nominees with 5 open positions. To clarify, Mishi, you're running for board member or youth rep? Okay. So given the numbers, we have 4 open positions on the board, 4 nominees for member of the board. Those would be acclaimed, and we would have a vacancy for youth representative. Correct? Okay. What's the procedure here? We just approve it? Okay. Given that there's no need for a ballot, I would move that the 4 nominees of Jerry Eshkabach, Bonnie Legacy, Thomas Kakashki, and Mishi Shawanda be approved to be the new board members for the IFC. Do I have a seconder? I saw you, Jerry. Okay. Jerry seconds. All in favor? Any opposed? It carries. Okay. Let's celebrate with a draw, everyone. For draw number 1, Carrie R. Carrie R. There she is. Just clarify.
We can do another one. We have 6.
We got 6 more draws,
Here,
people.
Carrie. Yeah, sure. Okay, you got that. All right. Second one is Hannah Tebow.
Hannah Tebow.
There you go. And you get to pick the next one. All right, third draw is Jordan Nanchkaneb. Now go put it high. Okay. Okay. Meadows all the way. Don't forget that. Next. 4. Number 4.
Okay. I have to give a point of clarification on the election units. People want to know the youth rep.
All right. Draw number 5. Where did he go? Ray Fox.
Who's going to take the picture?
Who's going to take your picture? Yeah. Get Crystal.
There you go. And we'll do one more. And then we still have 2 after. All right. And draw number 6 would be Martin Robinson.
He was my tenant. You're getting up there. No, that's it. Well, she wants to announce people who are running for the committee.
Should we do the 2 door prizes right now? Okay. Hold on, Martin. Yes, Martin, you can do
We're going to have a meeting with just the board, and basically we would do that to
much. Okay. And door prize is a, hold on.
That lady.
Door prize is a one-night stay and breakfast for two here at the Delta. And first one goes to Kevin Parkin. All right. And we'll get you to draw the last door prize. And we have Dolores Sales.
All that motion paid off.
Perfect. Chimi Gwetch, Crystal, congratulations to all the door prize winners. I would ask for Jerry to come and join us up at the Board of Directors table as a new Board of Director. Through acclamation, congratulations. And just before we do our brief introductions of our re-elected and our new Board of Director, just a quick point of clarification on the elections. I know a few people asked why we didn't vote for a youth rep. It's just because none of the nominees qualified for that position. Therefore, it'll be vacant. But if you know any young members of the IFC that would be interested in sitting in the Board of Directors, we can appoint them, I think.
18 to 19.
Try to keep them low, 18, very low 20s, so they can be with us for a few years. But yeah, anyone between 18 and, or can they be younger? 18 to 29. So yeah, if you know anyone like that. She's got it. No.
She is too.
Cece's going to do that. Because I'm also running too, you know. So I will pass the mic on to Jerry. It'll go to Bonnie, and then Mishi and Thomas.
Introduce yourself.
Oh, Jesus.
Welcome to the. Oh, let me go first.
Huh?
Oh, no, she wasn't.
Oh. Just me? All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Jerry Eshkabog. I'm a Garden River Band member. I recently moved back to the Sioux in January, but I lived most of my life away from home. I grew up in the Sioux, and it's my great honor to be able to sit up here because my brother was the original board member way back in 50 years ago, and my sister was a board member as well. I think he was the president, and my sister was the board member way back. And what they tell me is that my mother, when they were growing up, they were teenagers, and they were bored teenagers, and my mother told them to, they were bored, and they go, well, Mom, what can we do? And she goes, well, start your own club. They said the Marconi Hall has the Italians, and the Polish people have the Polish Hall, and she said, start your own. So eventually, I guess they did, and they signed on the dotted line and started the Friendship Center here in Sault Ste. Marie. So it's a privilege to be up here. And I'm hoping that my background, I have like about 30 years of retail management experience. I used to work for the Seminole Tribe of Florida when I lived in the States. I lived in the States for about 25 years. And that was a great experience for me because I worked for the Environmental Resource Management Department. And I kind of thought that I lost my,
I wish I was like an environmentalist. I wish I went to school for for the environment, bettering the environment. But I did go to school at Sault College. I do have a 2-year business diploma. I think that's it. I don't know. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'll do a really good job. I'm hoping that all my past experiences can help better the board, because I used to work for the Friendship Center about 30 years ago. And that's when we were on Wellington and Gore Street, and we were in the bottom of a church, or I think it was a hall. That's where we first started. That was 30 years ago. And then we acquired the East Street building. And yeah, I worked for the Friendship Center, and man, I come back here, and it's like just ballooned into this great community. So I'm so happy to be a part of it once again. Thank you so much. Miigwech.
Ani Buzu, I'm humbled to be re-elected and nominated. The board is an awesome part of the Friendship Center, and we hold the community in our hearts, our friends and relatives, and always the best interest in growth and development. I thank the young people who shared their stories with us this evening, and as a member of the board, it really does show how we are all working together and that we belong to one another. So I thank you again for this opportunity to be on the board, and for your love and respect and kindness. Miigwech.
Buju and Denwe Maganadu, Mishamego and Dishnakas, Jijak and Doda, and Winkokong, Manadu, Manising Donjaba, Bauting Dada. Good evening, everyone. My name is Misha Miguan. I'm grateful to be here again tonight, and grateful to be nominated and re-elected on the board. Now as a board rep, not just a youth board rep. I've been here since I was 18, so moving up in the ranks, and I really appreciate the work that everyone does here at the IFC, and have been attending and utilizing different services from the Friendship Center since I was just a wee fella. So I appreciate everybody's good work and what they continue to do, and looking forward to another year here with you all. Miigwech.
Buju? I don't know what to say. I've been here for a while now, and that's not a complaint. I'm very happy to be here. This is something that I asked for. I got sick there for a little while, and I wanted to be here to help. So first and foremost, I want to thank the Creator for helping me and helping me help the community, right? So I just wanted to say that, Miigwech. And I'll do my best to carry out my term. I want to welcome our new board member, Jerry. Welcome. I want to thank my mover and seconder. And I also want to just point out that to have an acclamation once again from the community is a real confidence builder, and it's such an honor to have your trust. And I won't let you down. Miigwech. My fellow board member Cece has an announcement to make as well before we close.
Ani Bojo, thank you, board members, for just your words and just feeling really words of gratitude. And I have some gratitude for a couple of Anishinaabe Kwe who are leaders in our community and have been brave and put their names forward for the ballot. The Sault Ste. Marie City Council, Mayor and City Council election is underway. And it is important to see Anishinaabe, to see Indigenous faces on our City Council representation. So I just wanted to give a shout out to two very important Anishinaabe Kwe with us today. First is Cynthia McCutcheon. Cynthia is running for Ward 2. Make sure our Ward 2 neighbors are getting out and casting their ballots. And then we also have the gracious Marie McLeod. Marie is running for Ward 4. Yeah, so I do hope that our members from Ward 2 and Ward 4 and all wards are able to get out and cast their ballots and make sure Anishinaabe Kwe are at the table and advocating for our community members. Miigwech. And miigwech to Cynthia and Marie.
Chimigwech as CC for that. And on that note, do I have a mover to adjourn tonight's AGM? Any other time, usually people are like throwing their hands up. Is that your dad over there?
Sean Trahan.
Okay, CC's dad, Sean Trahan, moves, and who seconds? Who?
He was saying that. Right here. This young man.
Your name? Drago seconds. Congratulations. Thank you for coming. All in favor? Put your hands up. Any opposed? It carries. Thank you.
Another one in the books, buddies.